It was a typical Monday night at Girls Brigade. The girls were chatting and they were joking, and then the atmosphere shifted. Somebody brought out a celebrity magazine. I could hear them comparing their bodies to the women in the magazine. And I just asked this question to make them stop and think, what's the main messages about being a girl do you receive from reading that magazine? They wrote their answers down on a bit of paper just to remain anonymous, and you won't be surprised by what they wrote. I'm not pretty enough, I'm not tall enough, I'm not thin enough. But one girl wrote these 4 words that still hit me like a sucker punch. I am not enough. Too many girls in our world believe that they're not enough. And remember, we talked about what shame was. Shame is the intense, painful feeling that you're flawed and therefore unworthy of love and belonging. The girl that wrote that felt shame and she felt unloved. And unfortunately, she is not the exception. Recent research has shown that teenage girls are more unhappy than teenage boys. A 14-year-old girl is more likely to display depressive symptoms than a 14-year-old boy. That suggests, doesn't it, that there's a very gender-specific vulnerability happening to girls when they reach puberty. And why is that? When girls reach puberty, they understand the cultural expectations around what it means to be a girl. Remember, gender is a social construct. We as a culture decide how a girl and how a boy should act, behave and look like. And girls are understanding that actually the messages that culture's telling them about being a girl are unrealistic and unattainable, and it puts them under a lot of pressure, and it shames those who don't conform. So what are the 3 main areas which our culture makes girls feel shame in? Our culture makes girls feel that they're not enough in. Well, there are 3 main areas we're going to chat very briefly about. Number 1, not surprising, appearance and body image. Girls are told that their bodies are projects to be worked upon. Number 2, sexuality. Be sexy, but don't be sexual. Number 3, gender oppression. Stay in your box. We're going to unpack those very briefly now. But number 1, your body is a project to be worked upon. The Girls' Attitude Survey, the largest survey of girls in the UK, found out that 1/3 of girls aged 7 to 10 believe that their value is based on their appearance. Where do they get this message from? Just have to open a newspaper. When the 2 most powerful female politicians in the UK got together last year, Nicola Sturgeon, Theresa May, guess what was the front page of the newspaper? Forget about Brexit. Who won Legsit? A picture of the 2 women sitting with their legs out. That's what the main newspaper in the UK said about these women, these powerful women who are leading our government. Athletic stars, female athletes also get criticism about their body. They use their body in such powerful ways, and yet they're still judged about what they look like. And that is the message that the girls are saying, are told. If you don't conform to a very specific and narrow ideal of beauty, just Google Victoria's Secret angels models to see what today's beauty ideal is. It's flawless, perfect top bodies that are hairless, tanned, skinny, but with big breasts. You and I know that the pictures of these models in advertisements are not even true. These models don't wake up looking like this. But girls are told that in order to avoid feelings of shame and judgment, they need to aspire for this ideal of perfection. And we see it from the beauty industry at such a young age. A lot of money is being made out of girls at a younger age being made to feel anxious about their bodies. And Dr. Steve Biddle says that this is nothing less than a war on girlhood. There's a lot of money to be made out of shaming girls about their body. And we know that the main area is weight, isn't it? We see all those adverts that shame girls that don't conform to being skinny. We see in the celebrity magazines encouraging women to critique each other's bodies and believe that their value is in what they look like. And we see with the rise of selfies and social media, selfies and social media can be used for incredible positive ways, but we see that girls actually are able to serve up their bodies to others to be scrutinised and looked at. And we're seeing the painful effect of this, that over half of girls, just under half of girls, don't do things because of how they look. That means they don't go swimming because they don't like their bodies. They don't play sports. They don't let their photograph be taken. And I know that you're saying, but Claire, boys are under body image pressure too, and that is very true. But there's a slight difference. Boys' value is not just based on what they look like. From a young age, boys are told that their bodies are tools to master their environment. Girls are told that their bodies are projects to be worked upon. And that leads into number 2. Be sexy, but not sexual. We live in a sexual objectification culture. Women have to aspire to be sex objects. That means their value is in their sexual attractiveness, how men see them. We see women's bodies commodified in advertisements selling junk food and crisps. And girls are growing up with this, that they also need to be sexy. And it's a very confusing culture, because someone like Kim Kardashian, have a conversation about Kim Kardashian with your young people and they will see her probably as a fantastic role model. This idea of being a sex object is being classified as being a role model. She's liberated because she's owning her sexuality, but actually Kim does this, Kim and many other celebrities portray their bodies as sex objects because the culture around them rewards them for it. It gives them wealth and power and celebrity when they conform to that very narrow definition of sexiness seen through the male gaze. So this is very confusing for girls who feel that they're empowered when they portray their body as sexual objects, but actually they don't really have much of a choice, because that's what culture rewards them. But the other half of that is be sexy, but don't be sexual. And over the last month, we've had these huge allegations against Harvey Weinstein and MPs, and you can see how women are still publicly shamed. There is still the double standard. A girl that sleeps with a guy is called a slut. A man that sleeps with a number of girls is called a player. That sexual double standard is still alive. And added to that is actually aspects of our culture that tell girls that their sexuality is actually shameful. Girls are more likely to describe their genitalia as disgusting and gross compared to men. Because of the porn industry, girls feel that their vagina and their vulva is not acceptable unless it's waxed with no hair or even decorated. And we still find it difficult to talk about periods, don't we? We still find it shameful to talk about periods. A very confusing culture for girls. And number 3 is this whole idea of gender oppression. Gender stereotypes are still alive and well. A stereotype is when you make a broad generalization about a group of people. And actually, gender stereotypes harm both boys and girls. It puts them both in boxes. A really good example of this is, what does our culture call a boy that shows leadership skills? Confident, assertive, a leader. What does our culture call girls that display leadership skills? Bossy. I've never heard a guy called bossy. And our God has created amazing gifts in the young people that we work with. They want to pursue different careers, they want to do different sports, but they still feel that society puts them in a box. 55% of girls say that gender stereotypes impacts the way they act, think and talk. That is a really awful statistic. So we've looked at those 3 messages, haven't we, about how culture shames girls. And I want to say that not all girls will be impacted by these messages, this drip impact of messages. Some girls are really resilient and they're able to deflect the junk. They're able to know that their values are more than they look like, that their value is in how God created them in His image. But this is the culture that girls has grown up with, and we need to get our feet dirty, as we have been doing as GB leaders, because we are incredible hope bringers and liberators, because we know that culture might say your values and only what you look like. Your body is a project to be worked upon. You can always be slimmer and shinier hair. Our culture might say to girls, be sexy but don't be sexual. Our culture might say stay in your box. But that is not the gospel message that we have. We have an incredible message that because boys and girls are made in the image of God, they are loved, they are significant, and they belong. What an incredible liberating message that we have to share. I just want to encourage you as GB leaders. You're doing an incredible job in a difficult environment. You're bringing hope in this battle. keep on keeping on, and let's keep raising a generation of girls who know who they are and whose they are. I want to encourage you that you see them in your GB groups. I've seen them around the Girls Brigade family around the world. They're refusing to accept the status quo. They are changing things, and they are helping to shape their culture, and you and I are raising this new generation up. But in your GB groups, just be mindful. Are you maybe not even aware that you are actually pushing these messages? Do all that you do as pamper nights for your girls? What about doing a different activity that helps them be courageous and use their bodies for different things? You and I have an incredible opportunity to raise hope. I am glad and grateful to be serving alongside you. Let's keep on keeping on.